Hi everyone, and welcome to our 5-minute webinar series where we try to give you valuable information on top trends and insights into security workforce management in about 5 minutes. In our last video, we tackled company size on the pay rates and bill rates for security officers. Today, we're going to take a look at how armed versus unarmed officers stack up. Once again, just to give you a little background on our analysis, we looked at the shifts across the physical security industry on December 2019. We felt it provided a good sample set for our analysis. It combined both normal volumes as well as increased volumes, so we had a nice snapshot of peaks and valleys. So what we did was we analyzed roughly 200 guard firms across 500 divisions who managed 12,000 unique clients. Within that group, we looked at over 83,000 security officers working over 2 million shifts. From that data set, we were able to review and analyze their pay rates and bill rates during that time. Now, it's very important to note that this data has been aggregated, it's been anonymized, and generalized to ensure privacy and security. So today we're going to take a look at these rates based on armed versus unarmed. So what you typically see with clients is that based on their requirements and the nature of the post, there's going to be a need for armed officers. Now, this is just a simple breakdown on the notion of the two types of guards here. Unarmed guards are primarily used as a deterrence, but also in a customer service type role. They're there to help and are best used in low-risk areas or public areas. Generally, the unarmed guard does not need major training or a set of skills beyond emergency response or basic training, and there isn't always an educational limitation. Armed guards, on the other hand, provide deterrence, but also are required to respond more actively to threats. This is usually when you're in a high-risk area or a business sector that's high risk or protecting high-value assets. The training requirements are extensive, and it goes beyond just weapons training. You see additional training on investigative side of the business, as well as emergency response. Most armed guards are college educated, off-duty enforcement, or veterans. So what's the difference in their pay rates and bill rates? So I think it's pretty evident that you're going to see a higher pay scale on the armed guard side. And looking at the average rate here, it's about 23% higher than unarmed. And mostly because of the concepts we stated before. More training, more education, higher risk jobs, critical thinking. This is where we land on the pay side. So what's interesting on the bill rate is that the premium on these bill rates is only about 9% more than it would be with an unarmed guard. And this is, again, dependent on multiple factors such as union versus non-union, indirect costs, and similar attributes. But the average across is right here. So where does this all trend towards? I think the differential here is interesting in that there's a 9% markup on bill rates from armed to unarmed, but the pay rate is 23% marked up. So this means that you're paying more for armed officers and getting less of a markup than you would with unarmed officers. Essentially, the data is suggesting that it costs more to put an armed officer on a post than to bill for that post. So when we think about the decision to arm a guard, if there really isn't an immediate or required need, the question becomes, can unarmed guards be supplemented with technology to monitor threats, a communication channel with local authorities or other armed relief posts, and other supplemental options? There are times when you're required to provide armed support, but what is the future of unarmed guarding with technology to help respond to those threats? Okay, so that's all for today. So thank you for listening, and stay tuned for more 5-minute videos around the pay rate and bill rate report, as well as other topics in the industry. And again, thank you to TrackForce Valiant and SilverTrack for providing us with support and solutions for this type of data. Also, if you want to download the full report, you can actually do so by clicking on the link in the description below. Lastly, if you like this series and you want to see more and you want to get notified when we release more, click the subscribe button down below. Thanks again and have a great day.